Everybody, it's Monica with your best female figure, and today I'm back with a new version of the tripod twist. So you're going into a curtsy lunge sit, and then from there you're going into a side plank, and then you're going to turn it into a Pilates twist, a back bend, which looks a lot like the wild thing in yoga, and then you're going to come back up to standing. So this is a very complex movement that trains your legs, it trains your glutes, your deep abdominals. It also targets your back, your arms. It's a total body exercise that requires a lot of coordination as well as strength and endurance from head to toe. So if you're a beginner or intermediate, this move might be a little bit too advanced for you. If you're advanced, then you can just combine all those movements into this one exercise for an amazing fat burning, total body strengthening and fat loss workout. So it's pretty amazing move that you can add to your workouts. If you have your best female figure plan or corset core or even body comp plan, then you've seen versions of this. But if you're a complete beginner, it's best to start with the basic tripod twist. So you start from a seated position with your hands behind you, fingers pointing back, and then you just push into one hand as you turn the body and you draw your deep abdominals all the way up into the ceiling to really raise your hips up into the air. And then once you have the basic tripod twist, which is going from side to side, you're alternating back and forth, you can start to add leg movement to that. So you can add the single leg down dog, you can add the bent leg glute kickback. So these are very similar to tabletops. And then you can also add some up dog so that you're training your spine in all directions. So all these versions are different combinations that you can start to try once you start to get stronger and you feel a lot more coordinated. Then once you have all those down, you can go into the Pilates version, which is the version that you're watching right now. So the Pilates version is only called a twist. It's not a tripod twist, and it's slightly different because you're starting with your legs bent and out to one side. This makes it a little bit easier if you don't have as good core stability. So you can just lift up into a side plank. And then from there, you're going to draw your deep abdominals up towards the ceiling as you lift your hips up into the air. And if you are just learning the basic move, you don't need to add the back bend into that, which is kind of a modified side plank reaching behind you. I think to keep in mind when you're doing any of these versions is to really focus on what's happening in your core and also in your back. So your upper back, your mid back, you really want to focus most of the work in there so that you're not going to be damaging your shoulder, your elbow, or your wrist. So one thing that a lot of people do is that they try and muscle this exercise with their arms, and this exercise is not about training your arms, it's about training your deep abdominals. Also, if you have poor leg flexibility, you can keep the legs just slightly bent as you're coming into that tripod, and then as you start to get more flexible, really focus on lengthening through the legs so that you're getting that nice V shape as you're coming up. And notice how as you're doing the exercise, each time you do it, you can actually go a little bit further because the legs are getting stretched more and more each repetition. So that's one of the benefits of Pilates. Another thing to think about is to not try to go and progress into advanced versions of exercises too quickly. So stay at the level that you're at so that you don't end up injured and in pain, and then you can't do the workouts that you need to do to get the body shape that you're after. You'll absolutely know when it's time to advance to the next version of the exercise because the movement will start to feel really effortless. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video and that it has been helpful. I will be back tomorrow with more exercises and tips to help you get your best female figure. Thank you so much for watching.